time has finally come. I am super excited. We are going to bag the Mark 1, but we have 3 days, only 3 days, and then I'm back to work and I need the car. We hopefully today we'll have it, bags installed, airlines run and chassis notch sorted, and so let's jump on it. So yes, sorry, top and bottom bolts, take your brake hose out, and that hub will drop. That's now the bottom completely free, and now we head up top. A second. Then don't lose the nuts and washers because you won't really need them. Okay, once you've done the 2 13mm up top, and that, you should get the old shock out. Cushy. Wonderful. Right, while I've got this out and whatnot, don't forget some PTFE tape on your joins, and that, seal them up nicely, tighten them all up lovely, and once that's in, that should all be in well, not leak on you. One thing I'd like to mention is we're only using hand tools mostly. We've got a drill and an angle grinder and a welder, but apart from that we are pretty much spanners, ratchets and whatnot, so no fancy gear, just your basics you'd have in your normal garage like anyone else. Right, so there we go. So sorry, yeah, 217mm bolts out of the top of the hub, and then the 2 13mm that hold the top of the shock into the top mount. Right, we have already fitted one front, so that's all bolted in at the top, 13mm nuts at the top. We have put our lead line in, it's just sitting there at the moment, and we have bolted up there, the bottom of the jack, and put in the brake brake pipe flexi. Okay, so yeah, 13mm, I've got to find one because I've seemed to have lost it. Tighten them up nicely. Alright, so we're all in. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is my brake pipe fitting it in. It makes it do a rather sharp angle there, and it's quite tense. Hope that doesn't create any issues and split it at all. I hope not. Other than that, we are in, we are secure, everything is where it should be. Right, back shocks. There is a 17mm there that needs to be undone, and then that drops the suspension from the rear beam. Simple enough. Let's jump on that. Right, hopefully I'm not getting this wrong. We're going to install the first shock absorber. So Right, so bottom mount mounting, I had to shave a little bit off just to make sure it could fit. And then top mount in, rubber in, the washer, and then make sure that goes in nicely. Now up top, so rubber bushing, mount, first nut in, make my life a bit easier with these. Let's get the big guns on it. So there's my first attempt at a chassis notch, and it is absolutely terrible, I know. I think I'll be giving my mate a shout. I'll cut the other side, tack in some plate and go from there. But yeah, welding seems to be something that I struggle with, but at least I'll be able to drop low for the week or two until I can get it booked in. Wonderful. Right, Airline. Now I've given myself about 3 meters for each front and then a metre or so for each back, so there's plenty to go around with a load of spare. The bit of advice, pick up a decent cutter so you get a nice cutted edge. Yeah, it will save you air leaks in the future and any issues. But yeah, let's semi-install them. We're going to run both airlines, one down the left, one down the right, and yeah, let's jump on it and get it going. That was that. Run that down there. Come with me. Right, so end of day one, reasonably productive, very filthy. Right, we have front bags installed. The airline needs to be fitted back up there. Let's get some clips. We have rear bags are in, lovely. And we have done some of the airlines into the boot. Unfortunately, I don't have a big enough drill bit to drill out one huge hole, so I've had to do 4 individual holes for the airlines, but it's not a problem. It's not a problem. And you see there's lots of cable ties at the moment, just trying routes, make sure everything's hunky-dory and whatnot for the cables. I'm going to try the wheels on tomorrow, and if everything's good, we'll get some proper restraints, should we call it, something to hold it in nicely. But yeah, lovely. Let's say we made some good progress today. Is it enough to get it done in time for me to get it taken to work on what will be Sunday? Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm done for the day. I need a shower, I need some food, and I need to chill out. Right. Welcome back to day 2 of trying to get the Mark 1 on air in 3 days on my own, with very little tools. Let's get the garage open and let's crack on. First of all, I want to chuck the front wheels on, make sure the lead line isn't catching on the wheel when it's turning, and if that's okay, we're going to secure that into place, and then let's pretty much the front's dealt with, and then we can move on to finalising the lines and installing the boot build and start getting the wiring in. So let's crack on and see where we get today. Time to get the boot built, and that I want the compressor, the management, the walk track in the spare wheel well. There's quite a big spare wheel well on these Mark 1s, and then the tank sitting up above the spare wheel well. Okay, measure up space, 60 centimeters. Right, so the wheel well base, a bit crude, but no one's going to see it, so it doesn't need to be pretty, so it's just some legs, the screw, I've got a hole for the centre wheel, and gosh, with that we can screw the pump, the management, and a few other bits to it, and it will stay nicely put. So let's go and install it. There we go, just going to bolt it from underneath. Oh. Need 2 hands for this job. Now that's bolted in, that's not going nowhere. Lock nut holding it in nice and tight, and loads of washers. Let's look at best placement for management, best placement for the pump and everything else that goes with it. And then we'll work out tank as well. Right, so I've not done a lot of filming on day 2, I've just been sort of cracking on and getting done, but let me show you what I've been up to. So basically the boot install has, the way I wanted it, has been giving me a bit of grief, but it's now somewhat in, enough that I can continue on. Obviously I'm getting down to one more day tomorrow, calling it a day now. Right, day 3, and we are down to the crunch really, today or nothing. So if we don't get it done, I've got to walk to work, which I'm not going to be happy about, but needs must. We have all the shocks in, lines done, all tidied up, the shocks in, all the lines are done, and albeit, don't forget to see, hang on a sec, very sketchy boot build in. We've just got to plumb in the manifold and then start doing all the wiring. Right, let's crack on. Right, yeah, let's go and talk you through what we've done so far this morning. So we now have, excuse the sunlight, ignition live, I believe, on the fuse board. Power cable running through to the battery. Excuse the state of in here, it's absolutely like a disaster, and I will sort it out. So relay installed, fuse to the compressor. Can't even think what that thing is actually off the top of my head. Manifold somewhat installed. Air source done. All the compressor fittings are all checked and tight. all the cables are run. And we have the remote as well, all plumbed in, and on ignition, oh, we have some power. Things are happening. So I'm just filling the tank up. It's only on 11 psi at the moment. I don't know if you can see that enough. There we go, 13 psi. Let's let that run. I'll come back to that in a second. Okay, we are checking for any air leaks. Tiny weep on that one. Nothing on there. Nothing on there. And there. Now I can hear this one is. See the bubbles? So we've got to sort that out. We have bubbles just coming out on the regulator there. That needs to be sorted. Nothing there. Nothing there. So we got this one and this one to jump onto and fix. We've also done all the outside ones. They are all tight and not leaking. I do think it's going to be an afternoon of just chasing air leaks. They're all leaking now, whereas before they were not. Bloody things. Hey presto. All the air leaks that were apparent are now long gone. Happy days. Proper happy about that. Right. Okay, let's get it back down on its wheels. Just a heads up, I know it looks like a shit pit, but for the moment I haven't got the time to make it all pretty. In the next few weeks I will strip it back down, probably do a lot more leak sorting out, and then we'll make it look a bit more nicer. But it looks like I will be able to make it work tomorrow, so it's a good one. Right, it's all installed. We're going to go and take a test drive, see how well it runs and whatnot, and then we'll get some cinematics of it all dropped. Yeah. Right, so our first maiden voyage didn't go quite so well. We skipped the back end down the road. So we literally made it about a quarter of a mile away. I'm not 100% sure, but I should have not installed the bottom of the two top mounts, and I should have just bolted it up and just installed the top mount. Here we go, I'll show you. Yeah, so in here there's the top mount, and then there's another one that sits under here. And what I think is the one under there shouldn't be installed, and these should sit in as they are, and that shock should sit firmly underneath. But I don't know. Right, if you can't already tell, we unfortunately didn't make it, and I have had to spend the last week walking to work, which isn't great. The rear cups were installed shortly after, and we noticed that one of the O-rings on the rear shocks was leaking like crazy. kit itself isn't that hard to install. It's straightforward enough, and in with the wiring diagram is very basic. It helps. But yeah, I am hoping to have it back on the road in the next few weeks. But other than that, it is what it is. I'll leave a link in the description for the kit. If you want to take a look at it, by all means. Any questions you might have, then by all means. Also, give us a like if there's any good, entertaining or anything. Give us a subscribe, and we'll speak to you again very soon. Take care.